Hello and welcome to Rull's Kitchen. Today we are going to make a beautiful raspberry jam, something really easy, only 4 ingredients, and I am going to walk you over how to can it and also how to conserve it for a long period of time. Are you ready? Put your apron on and let's get started. So for this recipe we have raspberry, sugar, vanilla bean and lemon, which will become a lemon juice. Let's put all of our raspberry inside our pot. Then we are adding all of our sugar. And of course, the recipe is down below in the comment. Then I am going to cut the vanilla bean. So the way that I'm cutting the vanilla bean, for some of you who are new in my channel, I am going to explain. For the one who already seen this technique, you can either speed it up or just watching to refresh your memory. Then with the back of my knife, I am going to flatten the bean. Then I am going to cut it in the center from the top to the bottom. And still using the back of my knife, I am going to go in the middle and then spread, oops, not too strong, scrape the vanilla bean, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is to keep my whole vanilla bean, put it inside the pot, and then of course all my seed as well. And I am going to repeat this with all the vanilla bean. Then I am going to take 1 lemon and press it onto the raspberry. And the lemon juice will help on the preserving the color of the raspberry, which is really important because we can keep this raspberry jam up to a year in the pantry. So you really want to preserve the nice red color from the raspberry jam. So we press the lemon juice, voila. And then you want to turn on the heat to a medium speed, 420 Fahrenheit, which is perfect. And then you want to mix the raspberry and the sugar, and that's gonna release a lot of juice. And then we're going to let it cook all the way until 107 degrees Celsius. So you always want to mix it. And you see the whole sugar is almost completely dissolved. All right, so my raspberry jam is boiling really well right now, as you can see. So I am going to place it on the back so I can explain to you how to sterilize the jars before using them. All right, so I have my jam on the back that is continue to cook. I am going to explain to you something really important when you do jams, and that's going to be so valuable to you because the jam can be kept at least for a year in your pantry. But you have to respect some of the rules. And today I have jars. Those jars can be screwed in. And you have a silicone ring all around inside the cover. So that will help to create some sort of sous vide, like take out the air from the jars, and is going to be sealed really well. So this way the air doesn't go inside and you don't have the bacteria development that can create mold time to time. So this is really important. Right now I have my pot of hot water and you want boiling water. I am going to unscrew all of the jars. All right. And then turn on my water, bring it to a boil and immerse my jars and my lid for about 5 minutes. And that will help to really killing all the bacteria that might be inside the jar and in the lids. Let's bring this to a boil. Voilà. Oh shit. Well, that's a pretty strong one, I can tell you. Okay, so once it's boiling, I am immersing my container inside. My lids as well. Voilà. Then I'm going to put back my magic power or my magic cover and then bring everything to a boil. Voilà. Well, it's better to have no, it's okay. So you want to make sure to turn the jars. It's better to have fully immersed container. Voilà. All right, and then you want to remove the jars. Be careful, don't burn yourself. And put them upside down so they have time to dry. And this step, again, I can't stress enough, it is really important. That's gonna be the key to conserve your jam the longest. Obviously, you want a clean towel, yeah? And a clean tongue. During this time that my pots are drying out by themselves, I am going to put back my little jam over here. And then I am using this beautiful thermometer. And that to me is one of the best thermometer. I am using this in the kitchen at work, but also in my kitchen. It's a pretty expensive thermometer, but it's super precise. So if you really want to invest inside a thermometer, I will definitely recommend to use that brand, and you can find the link in the description below. So here it is, we have our jars that are now sterilized and our lids as well. Now we are finalizing the cooking process of our jam. Right now I am about 102 degrees Celsius, so you want to mix a little bit. And cook it all the way to 105, not 107. Finally, the jam is ready. 105 degrees Celsius is going to boil and splash in your kitchen. It's okay, just stay away from the pot, let it cook all the way to 105 degrees Celsius. My jars are sterilized. Now what I want to do is to pour all the jam inside my beautiful jars. So I'm just gonna go, and no brainer, huh? Don't overthink it. So I like to keep the vanilla bean also. And I leave about 1/4 of an inch from the top. So I really like to keep the raspberry seed in my jam, personal preferences. And also what I like to do is to take 1 vanilla bean from the jam and leave it inside. That's gonna give even more flavor. The whole bean. Then we're going to close the jars. And be careful, it's extremely hot. So if you have to wear gloves, wear gloves. Huh? I'm kind of used to the hot, but still, it's really, really, really hot. Voila. And then I'm going to take my towel because it is hot and then tighten it really well. As tight as you can. And now, one last little trick that is extremely important. We're going to take the jars and turn them upside down, just like that. And the reason why we are turning them upside down, it's actually really scientific. What we are creating right now, it's a sous vide. That means the air is releasing droplet of water, and the droplet of water, if we leave it like this, where that's going to go? On the top. And when it's going to be completely cooled down, this water is going to bring back down, and that can create some bacteria contamination because the bacteria are developing in the water. So by doing this way, the air is all the way on the top and it cannot escape. So that all the air and the droplet of water will be on the top, but underneath is going to actually suck the lid in, and this way you're not going to have the water contamination. So that's really important, and that I can guarantee that you can keep your jam with the amount of sugar that we put inside this recipe, which by the way is down below. You will be able to keep it for about a month, 2 months, and even a year in your pantry. So I am going to explain one more thing. Sometimes you don't have the thermometer, so what we can do is use the plate test. So you put a little bit of jam in your plate. See already as my jam cool down that the texture will be perfect. Look at this. So you see the jam is kind of like holding its shape. When I put it like this, it's not completely liquidy. If I put the plate like this, the jam stays sticky to the plate and it doesn't release too much. Let's try it. So good. And you see the lemon juice that you put at the beginning really bring back the acidity. I also have a really bright color of my raspberry, and time to time the lemon juice will help to conserve that color. So this is it, everybody. This is how to make a beautiful raspberry jam from scratch. Again, 4 ingredients. The recipe is down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll give you some of the ingredients, the vanilla bean and the thermometer that you also can find in the description. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me. If you did not subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Push that little bell, subscribe, so you can be notified each and every single recipe. Until then, au revoir and see you next time in Rull's Kitchen. And me, I'm done with my raspberry jam. Have a great day.